Hey all you cooks, non-cooks, and people who think they can cook but really can't. That's you, Aunt Regina. These videos are for you. So for our first video, we decided to do a few soul food dishes from our catering business. And since I've been baking cakes all week, I think I'm going to let him handle this video. So we decided to do a twist on some really classic recipes. We're going to start off with making animal fries and thumb-sucking Cajun fried chicken today. White people can make fried chicken?
Yes, white people can make fried chicken, sugar.
He gonna burn it.
It don't burn chicken.
Today we're going to start off with, I have already pre-rinsed my chicken. I'm using drumsticks. You can use any chicken of your choice. But I have rinsed them and dried them very well. And I'm going to start off with putting my secret Cajun seasoning on there. I make myself. And I want to just get a regular good sized bowl as you see here. And I'm going to generously season my chicken really well. And I'm going to generously toss the chicken around with my two bare hands, impeccably clean hands at that. I'm going to toss them around very vigorously. And you're going to take about 3 cups of flour and you're going to dump a little at a time. Make sure all chicken gets coated. And while this is over here, I do have a pan of Crisco over here heating up with a slight bit of butter for the browning process. Make sure you coat all your chicken very well. You do not want to see any of the chicken. You may need to add a little bit of flour at a time. And this is going to be a messy job. Just go and get your hands into it. And go ahead and add the rest of your seasoning on your plate. You want the flour to be slightly seasoned, but the chicken to be seasoned more. Because if you flour the chicken too much, it'll be too much breading and it'll fall off in your oil, and you do not want that. So once your chicken, it looks about like this. Well coated with the flour, and to test the oil to see if it's hot enough, you would take a little bit of the flour and sprinkle it in. If it sizzles like that, your oil is ready. Take your chicken, skin side down, and place into the hot oil. Just like so. I'm preferably using a wok pan because wok pans do fry the best and evenly. Or you can use an iron pan if you choose. Wash your hands thoroughly.
20 minutes later.
Ooh, that hot me. The chicken is about ready now. So what we're going to do, we're going to transfer the chicken over to a cooling rack. In other words, my version of a cooling rack, because we're Southern broke college students. So it's a pan with some paper towels, honey. So we're going to take this chicken out, and it needs to look like this, golden brown. Yes, good and crispy. And the chicken is done, cooked all the way through. Yes, you're going to see a little grease, honey. It's okay. Don't be scared. To start on our animal fries, I have already pre-cut some Idaho white potatoes, just like steak cut versions, regular fries pretty much, and I have washed them in cold water. And we're going to need some sharp cheddar cheese, and you're going to need about 2 small onions, some tomato bouillon, some butter for the frying, and a little bit of milk, and some Thousand Island dressing. It does not matter the brand, but there's some preferable brands out there. Not cheap, honey, but you know, use what you use. Use what you have. That's the whole point of the idea. So I have got the oil already hot from the fried chicken that we have made earlier, and the oil is perfect. It is perfectly hot. And we're going to place them into the fryer. And you're going to cook these until they're golden brown. And we'll come back in about 10 minutes.
A few minutes later.
Now we have got the pan hot right here with some butter in it. And I'm going to stick the onions on a medium-high pan until they get golden brown. Almost burnt, but not burnt. You want them to have a little bit of crispiness to them. And I'm going to take a separate saucepan, a 2-quart or a 4-quart saucepan, and you're going to take about this much milk here. I'm using lactate milk, but you can use a milk of your choice. And you're going to take a little bit of tomato bouillon, about 1 tablespoon. You're going to dump it right in. And you're going to take about 1.5 cups of sharp cheddar cheese. I just cubed it up at room temperature. And you want to add a little bit of salt and pepper to that mixture. Just a little bit. Because remember, the cheese is salty and it's going to go a long way. So you're going to let that sit until it's boiling and melted all up. And you're going to brown this, and we're going to come back and we'll finish. Okay, so the fries are now done now, and the onions have been caramelized. They should look about like this here. And the cheese sauce is ready. You may have to sometimes thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch water, about 3 tablespoons of water and about a tablespoon of cornstarch. Mix it together, mix it with no lumps, and pour it into the mix. And you take a whisk and whisk it up. And I have seasoned my fries with adobo as well as my caramelized onions. You don't have to use adobo, but that's what I prefer. You can use any source of salt of your choice. But now we're going to take a little plate of your choice, whatever you're going to do, and we're going to assemble our meal. Okay, so guys, I have placed the fries on the plate, topped them with the cheese sauce and the Thousand Island dressing with the caramelized onions. And I'm going to take a piece of our fried chicken and set it right on top, just like so. And I'm going to take some dried dillweed. You can use fresh. Fresh is always better. And generously sprinkle a little bit on top of each one. And then there you have it. You have our version of a twist of soul food.
Alright guys, so we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like it, leave a comment for us to read down below, and subscribe. And also follow us on our Instagram at Q and E Catering, and my personal model profile at That Model Eli. And we'll see you next Thursday for another Not Your Mama's Meals. Bye.
What are you still doing here? Go fry you some chicken.
Go fry you some chicken.